We all want balance in life, even the people who deny it. And it's usually framed as work-life balance, but it's actually more like this. So how can you do better, starting right now? The first thing to realize is that finding life balance isn't like making like a cup of tea where you just do it once and then you get to have your tea. It's more like doing the dishes where it just constantly needs to be done. Joy.
This is crispy. And then this is osmosis. And then there's no sweater for homeostasis yet. Sorry, baby.
I love her too. It's just that I want her to finish growing before I get something with her head or body on it. And right now, she has that like awkward teenager kind of look about her.
Do you want something? Brain, come on, why? Brain, come on, lad. I can't open this.
Oh, it's...
Careful, there's chili oil in there.
Oh, okay. Here, try a towel. Yeah.
I believe in you.
How nice. God, that was difficult.
You know, my seat here, in.
I'm down. So it's literally just a bunch of egg whites and then chili crisp in a jar. So that way you can just close the jar and shake it in order to like distribute it. I'm basically a Michelin star chef. Here, try one. Today we're having red pepper, almond pesto, and rice crackers, and chili crisp eggs, and grapes, and sunflower seed potato tots, sweet potato tots. That's the menu. Eclectic. Yes, eclectic. Cheers.
I have a small obsession with plants that are on like the verge of death. So like this guy right here, the verge of death. I had another plant that was just like this. Hang on, let me bring him so you can see this. I want you to imagine this was the plant, like just the stalk. That was it, okay? This is what he's become now. Isn't that incredible?
He's beautiful.
Oh, and now he's even putting out like another tiny little stem. And he's so pretty. His leaves have this like silver tint. Isn't he so cool? I love him.
You resurrected him. Of course you do.
He's a single little baby, and then he'll get big. So for this guy, when I put him in, I actually like broke him a lot.
Oh.
I took this leaf and I snapped it in half in order to get it to fit in the test tube. But he's actually doing so well. He like calloused over, and now that part of the leaf is growing like little roots and stuff. And he's doing so many roots down here. He's like, oh, my body was snapped in half, no biggie. No biggie. Look, he's even grown a new leaf. Holy cow. Oh, look at that. Wow, cute. At the junction point. Doo-doo. Oh my god. I feel like sometimes I really treat my plants like really abusively.
You kind of do.
Don't validate that. Oh no. I'm sorry. It was not worth losing the pot.
How dare.
Oh. Interesting. The smell is, I don't know. I feel like it could be good. I really like tomato. Cheers. Cheers. Like, yo, that slaps. The aftertaste is good. That is so good. Are we doing all of them? I mean, there's not a lot more. Dang. The packet is like mostly nitrogen to keep the chips like from getting stale.
I really want to look cute, but I also am going to need layers, otherwise I will freeze. The tattoo of my cats is in the process of healing, so I'm really excited to share what it looks like right now because, it is really flaking off. I haven't had a visible tattoo before this, and I kind of wonder if my family's gonna find out about it via this video. Hopefully not, but they're gonna find out about it eventually one day. Overall, I think it's healing pretty well. I am putting a lot of Aquaphor on it, like pretty much every single day. Momo, don't eat that. What the heck? Momo, no, don't eat it. Please. You want to go underneath? Ridiculous cat. Aquaphored up. Try to keep it hydrated, you know? I'm so excited to see it once it finally heals. And I want to add 3 tails to it, but I'm still trying to figure out the design of that because I want each of the tails to represent each of my cats, which I think would be so cute. But I feel like if I just do a single line coming off of it, it's just going to look so lame. So if you have any ideas, comment them below because I could really use the help. Please and thank you. I'm trying to create an interesting neckline at the top, and hopefully this neckline will also keep me warm. Side note, this is one of my favorite concealers. Anyone who has brown skin, oh my god, highly, highly recommend. The link is in my bio, but it's called Vasanthi, and it is simultaneously a foundation and a concealer. They have a whole bunch of shade ranges, but the thing I like about it for brown skin specifically is it has a warm kind of feeling that the other foundations and concealers I've tried don't quite match quite as well. And more than anything, it's just super light, very, very buildable. So I love having something that you can do 1 layer, 2 layers, 3 layers. I really want to wear these ear cuffs, so I think I'm going to try and match my entire outfit to these cuffs because they are kind of bold. They're pretty fast to put on, maybe even faster than earrings. Oh, are you still under here? Yes, you are. I'm doing my makeup completely out of order, but at least it's not overlapping in a bad way.
We all want balance in life, even the people who deny it. And it's usually framed as work-life balance, but it's actually more like this. So how can you do better starting right now? The first thing to realize is that finding life balance isn't like making a cup of tea where you just do it once and then you get to have your tea. It's more like doing the dishes where it just constantly needs to be done. Joy.
And also something that can be really helpful is just separating out all the different categories of life. Obviously there's so many, but my best friend and I have a mnemonic. I just really love it. It's called spices. So the idea is to add a little spice into your life. And so each of those different letters stands for a different thing. They're social, physical, intellectual, career, emotional, and spiritual. And obviously you can kind of split it into whatever categories feels right for you. But for me, I feel like this really manages to hit every single thing that I want to give attention and intention to.
This way, all the different parts of your life can move in the direction you want. And there might be some times where you're focusing on your career or some friendships. And also having this framework helps make sure that everything else doesn't just fall apart. And if there's a day or a couple days where you're just focusing on a few of them, that's fine. The important thing is that you're making time to think about it and move your life in the direction that you want, rather than just letting everything happen to you.
And so I feel like these 24 hours manage to hit every single one of the different types of spices. I also have spices that I kind of do per month and have little goals for myself just so I have something I'm working towards. And even if I don't make it there, I can mark hey, I did this much. Yesterday night, I got to see one of my favorite artists ever, Kashmir. And my best friend came with me and she slept over. So I feel like that kind of hits the physical side of things because I've moved my body in a way that feels healthy. That's at lots of dancing. Physically, I'm also really tired because stayed up really late last night for a good reason though. So I'm gonna try and go to bed a little bit earlier today. And it was such a nice and chill morning. We like had some food, watched some anime, like very like good balanced vibes. And it is now like 2 p.m, and I am running late to my next event. But speaking of my next event, that kind of hits the next part of Spices, the social. I got to hang out with my best friend last night, and I'm really excited for this event because it's like a journalism mixer. It's with Uproot, which is an offshoot of Grist. Uproot is a really cool resource. It's for journalists of color in the world of environmental journalism. And so I did a cool like Instagram takeover for them like a little while back. I'll link it in the like description if you want to kind of see a little bit more day in the life. That's part of what inspired this video, honestly. But they're really cool, and I'm excited to kind of just connect with some local journalists because I haven't actually been to any kind of like journalism networking event before in person. I kind of started my career during COVID, and so I haven't done like a ton of in-person like professional networking events yet. I'm really excited to meet some people at this journalism mixer. I think it'll be just really fun, both like socially and career-wise and intellectually all in one. And the other intellectual thing is this morning I listened to an episode of Vox Explain, which is one of my favorite podcasts. They take like a topic of something that's going on in the world, and today it was basically ACOTAR and the Mossverse and the way that like romantasy has gotten really huge. It was a really great episode. I'll link it in the description. The one thing that they didn't really touch on is that right now there are so many fantasy authors who are women. And in the past, fantasy has been, like most things, dominated by men. And so it's really exciting seeing women kind of like more at the front of these like bestseller lists and, you know, really giving us what we want, as we can see with Sarah J. Maas. I have to admit, I have not yet read the ACOTAR books, even though everyone says I seem like a person who must have, given the fact that I'm reading so much fantasy all the time. But, you know, this episode of Vox Explained convinced me to start reading it. I also just got this like bronzer blush highlighter like all-in-one palette, and oh my god, it is so good. I cannot believe I've been sleeping on this brand for so long. Live Tinted, just chef's kiss. I really love the way their stuff looks on people with melanin. And it's just very satisfying to have an entire brand where you feel like you can just pretty much buy anything and, you know, you don't have to worry about whether or not it's going to like match your skin tone or if you'll find your shade range or whatever. Emotionally, that one is kind of like a vague category, but I've decided that I'm going to take myself out on a little like self-date, I suppose. Like I found a really cool event where you get to celebrate Lunar New Year with some dishes that are made by some Singaporean chefs, and it's kind of like in like a more cozy, intimate space gathering. And at first when I saw the event, I was like, oh, who can I bring with me to this event? And then I took pause and I was like, wait a minute, Niba, you haven't had any time to yourself in like quite some time. It would be nice to just like chill with yourself. You could journal or like meet some new people. It's always really fun going to an event by yourself because like, I don't know, maybe you'll meet someone brand new who's super cool. Maybe you'll just have a blast by yourself. Like at the end of the day, it's going to be like yummy food and like Lunar New Year celebration, so it's going to be a good time. I just know it. Spiritually, I'd love to have some nature time, but it's raining right now. Luckily, I have a lot of nature inside of my house, so the other thing I can do is that I've been meaning to press these flowers that my best friend in Chicago gave me. Aren't they just so freaking cool? Just like so cute, but you can tell they're definitely like on their last legs. Look at that. That's like a green flower. My guess is it's probably green because these are all leaves and not technically petals, but you know, they serve the same function and they sure are gorgeous. So we're going to try and press these and see how it turns out. I don't know. I've pressed like not these types of flowers. Honestly, these ones are quite 3D and it's easier with ones that are already flat, but you know, we'll give it a try. We can always experiment and just see what happens. And then last touches is this perfume Ineke. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. They're based here in SF. This one is the After My Own Heart. But honestly, all of their fragrances have just been incredible. I feel like with florals, like sometimes they're just really heavy, I guess. But these perfumes manage to hit the right balance between like floral and light and airy, but also like lingers on for like a really long time without being overpowering. So I think this is the finished look. I don't love my hair up that high. Maybe we'll bring it down a little bit. Yeah, it seems a little better. And we're going to now head over to this journalism event because I am running late. because it might rain, I have to bring my rain jacket, which is one of the coolest things I now own. I'm so unreasonably excited about this.
Sleepy osmosis. Sleepy osmosis.
Today's going to be a very life-filled Saturday, which honestly I'm really stoked about.
Come back this way real quick if you can.
But I think what I remember is journalism makes
Our environment and climate. We have a Slack group where people can get together and talk about the issues you're facing, if you have a story idea, pitches, things like that. So Maya is actually here. She's a board member for the group, and I thought you could share a little bit about what Uproot is.
This is such an amazing space, and it's so good to see so many people here.
By this point, the rain had exhausted me, and I was as tired as a woman 1 week into being on dating apps. I still wanted to press flowers to do something naturey though, so I told myself I'd do it for 20 minutes, and then if I was still feeling tired, I would take a nap. And it turns out that pressing flowers gave me the ideal calm and artsy vibes that I was craving, and I got so into it, I finished it in about an hour. Since these flowers are so thick, with 3 C's, I tried pressing them 3 different ways, and admittedly at this point, it is now 1 a.m. and I am tired with this edit as well. So I'll be making a separate video about what I tried and how it turned out. If you're watching this after April 2024, that video is up now for you to enjoy, and tell me if you come from this day in my life video.
Welcome to the Lohe session. It's really in the midst of the pandemic, and then we started doing Singaporean food to feed folks like us who are, from Singapore. Briefly, representative or whoever wants to represent a salad to take off the top, put it underneath, and take off all. For me, 恭喜发财，恭喜发财。Second one, 万事如意，万事如意。Okay, so 招财进宝。Okay, 1, 2, 3, 招财进宝。
Oh my god.
生意兴隆，生意兴隆。And what that means is may your business prosper.
I need to get rid of all the soil on this guy. We're gonna see if the plant himself can make it. I don't know if it's worth risking, but I'm gonna risk it. Actually, no, I shouldn't. I shouldn't do it. It's only 2 pieces. We're gonna risk it.
dishwashing a ton.